Why do women submit to the boss at work, but not you? Sharp Game coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com, author of Boss Life Secrets, which can be found on Amazon.com. So this is I did a previous video, and one of my longtime listeners heard about it, and he said, in the video I was talking about if your woman doesn't submit to you, she ain't your woman. She's somebody else's woman, the pastor, her boss at work, but she ain't your woman. So then the listener was like, okay, how do I get her to submit to me like that? Why does she feel the need to be so submissive to the boss and not me? See, and I've said this before. If your woman works a job, I wish you could follow her around. I wish you could somehow had a camera, a hidden camera, that could follow her around, and you could watch that footage after a week or two. I think most guys would be surprised. Your woman is in there kissing butt. Your woman is kissing butt, man, in these offices, man. And I see it all the time. I've worked a lot of corporate jobs, office jobs, and I've worked around a lot of these corporate buildings too, where I just go in there to do my job and I'm out of there. So I know I'm talking from experience, from what I've seen, and I know a lot of women that work corporate jobs. So your woman is in there kissing butt, bro. The boss, her supervisor, her manager, he can do no wrong. Doesn't matter how crazy he get about whatever he wants done, and it doesn't matter the time either. Look, there's women that get calls. And I've actually seen this. It's never happened to me, but I've seen it happen to somebody else that I was around at the time. I've seen the phone ring. The boss calls this woman and says, hey, I need you to come back in the office tonight. She gets out the bed, gets dressed, goes back to the office. There's been other times where I've heard the boss calls at 8 o'clock at night, says, hey, I need you here in New York in the morning. I got a flight set up for you that leaves at midnight. And the hotel's all set up. You're going to be staying at the Marriott in Manhattan. So I need you here first thing in the morning. I've seen women women will get out the bed, get dressed. She might even shower before she leaves. Tell her man she got to go. This is my career. You know, I got to do what I got to do. This happens all the time. And I can even go further. Let's get deep with it. There's women out here today that some of these executives or some of these managers, higher level management people, have secretaries or executive assistants. They go out of town together every once in a while. They stay in the same room when they go out of town from time to time. And P.S. by the way, most of these women are married, and some are single. So you can imagine what goes down. And she's telling her husband, I'm going out of town for work. She leaves Tuesday, comes back Friday evening. And in her mind, what happens out of town, it's a part of the job. And you know what? Her husband or her boyfriend, he knows what time it is. He goes along with it. And it gets worse. The executive or the manager, her supervisor, her boss, he's doing something that she's not willing to do with the man she got at home. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. But this is why I said in my previous video, I said, your woman is doing something. She's submissive to the boss, but she ain't submissive to you. And the question that I ask is, why not you? You don't think you're worth it? So, see, when she comes home to you, she has to, as soon as you ask her to do something, she has to think about it. There's this tension, this combativeness between you and her. She has to think about it. Whatever the boss asks, she don't have to like it. She does it anyway. No question. Can't do that for you. So what's the solution to this? What's the resolution to this? And it's something that I always talk about. Something that I talk about in my book, Boss Life Secrets. You got to boss up, man. If you want to get treated like the boss do, you got to boss up. Boss up meaning you got to take more control of your life. You got to take more control of your life. That could be spiritually, financially, practice more leadership skills, etc. You gotta do whatever you're doing now better. You just gotta get better as a man, get better as a person, get better as a father. Boss up, man. That's what it is. Now, I know there's some women out here that are raised differently. She's from a different culture. I understand that. Some women, they automatically submit to their men because they were raised that if she's with that man, she has to give him the benefit of the doubt and trust his leadership. I understand all that. But here in America, now I know I got listeners all over the place that watch my videos and listen to my podcast. I know I got listeners all over the world. But here in America, women are socialized very differently. I'm not saying all women, but a lot of them are not so submissive until they have to be. So see, women in America, for the most part, they have to have a reason to be submissive to a man. He has to give her a reason to be submissive. For the most part, I'm not saying all women, but the majority. Right? So I understand that. So if that's the case, you got to boss up. You got to become more of a leader. You have to take control of your life. I'm not saying you're going to be in 100% control of your life. But The more options you have, the better. What's your program? If a woman gets with you, what is she going to learn from you? What you going to show her? Women like being around the best guy they can get. If she settles with you, well, that's where probably the disrespect comes from. Because if she had to settle with you, she might end up resenting you. This is why a woman that makes more money than a guy, see, in her mind, she resents you because maybe you didn't produce. Maybe she said, hey, he had potential, blah, 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 this and that, which is not the best strategy. To be with a guy, you shouldn't rely on that. But that's how most women look at it. But, oh, he has potential. And she might not say anything, but she's really looking for you to produce. She's looking to you to take charge. Like my dad used to say, take charge. Whatever that entails. That could be you getting a better job, earning more money, creating more opportunities for yourself and the family, taking care of the kids, whatever that entails. Whatever that means to her. And maybe it didn't work out how she planned. Or maybe she feels like you're not giving enough effort. But I can tell you this. If you want her to submit to you, assuming that you have a woman around that's like this, that she's much more committed to the job, to her career, than the family. If you want to get that special treatment, as far as her being submissive, like she is to the boss, you're going to have to boss up. Is it fair? No. I'm not saying it's fair, but I'm just telling you how it is here in America. That's usually how it goes. If you're trying to be average, and you want women to be submissive, and you want all this special treatment, it's probably not going to work out like that. This is why a lot of guys complain a lot. They complain a lot because they'll say, man, I can't get her to do what I want. She won't listen to me. One of the reasons why she won't listen to you because you haven't demonstrated or given her a reason to. You just assume that, hey, just because that's your girlfriend or your wife, that she automatically supposed to listen to you and be submissive. That doesn't really work like that in America. Unless your woman came from another place, another culture, she was raised a certain type of way. But if your woman was born and raised in America, especially in these days and time, 9 times out of 10, she's been socialized to be like a she-male. Some people, a lot of guys got all kind of names. They call them feminazis or she-male, or she's very masculine. See, those type of women are usually, they're not submissive until they have to be, or until you give them a reason to. That's usually how it goes, the majority of the time. Unless she came from someplace else. And even if she came from someplace else, if she stay here long enough, she'll she'll pick up those bad habits and become Americanized. So it's your job not to let that happen. That's why you got to stay on your square. Now, this is a question that I get a lot. Some guys will say, well, I'll just go somewhere else where I don't got to boss up all the time. Well, yeah, you can do that. You can go somewhere else where the women are socialized very differently. You don't got to be the top guy in the amongst the other men. Yeah, you can go someplace like maybe Brazil or Colombia, especially if you speak the language, and you might meet some pretty cool women, cool people, and have a good experience. It happens. Or maybe have a better experience. It happens. Because that's a totally different environment. It happens. I'm not against that. But here in America, this is it's a different ball game here. This is it's a different ball game over here, man. But if you're gonna live here, and if you want to have the best experiences with women, and if you want to attract the best women, you're gonna have to boss up. Those days of being average and mediocre, that's damn near over. That's damn near over now. I hear all kind of guys complaining about how they're being passed over, and the woman is acting like he's invisible, and all kinds of talk. But hey, but like I say, if she doesn't submit to you, she ain't your woman. She's somebody else's woman. And that's what I said then, and that's what I'm going to say now, and I'm sticking to it. If you follow me on YouTube, like, share the video. If you follow me on iTunes, tell me what you think below. I highly recommend you go check out my book, Boss Life Secrets. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.